Greetings, Earthlings. Welcome to another episode of A Day in the Life. Today we have Project Nameless, model year 2020, I think. Mercedes-Benz Whiskey 222, the S400. And we have a couple of malfunctions. We're just going to walk through a bunch of them. So, and hence, we'll go look a little bit at the instrument cluster. I need my finger for these. I don't think it responds to gloves. So let me get these out, and then we just check what the warnings are, and we can walk through this together. One moment, please. All right, gloves off. So now I can interact with the touch panel. Okay, that warning, then go home. Let's go to service. Let's just check Assist Plus. I always like checking how well the cars are cared for, even though it is we who did this. 7,000 clicks away. So let's go to messages. No messages. Really? Okay, the Guardian did report that we have an auxiliary battery malfunction, so we'll top it off with a scan, make sure that we can verify the report, and then after that we will walk through the possible repair procedure. So let's get started, hoping to make this quick and painless, just so that you guys can know what happens when these guys come in for work. All right, catch you on the next one. Welcome back, studio. Pulled out the scan tool, did a quick scan, and indeed, Simon says, so let's hide everything. This should be a front SAM malfunction. We are going to focus, just focus on what has been reported as the task list for today, which is from the driver's SAM, and it says the additional battery has a malfunction. The limit value for the resistance has been exceeded. That just usually means the internals of the battery have thrown a fault. So I think it didn't show up. It didn't show up on forgive the sun. It didn't show up on the warnings because of many becauses. Or is it? No, that's right. Yeah. So we're going to look into that. We'll pull the battery out. It should be somewhere in the back. We'll pull the battery out and take a look-see. And this is why we are doing the video. Turn that off so we save some battery. Yeah, so let's hop back there and see. Ignition off so we save some juice. Let's hop back there and see how to get started. So like I said, this is a Sierra 400. It's a nice piece of kit. We are on site with Project Bumblebee. Came to rescue one of his own. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, love you guys, but sometimes you're in the way, and so I'll try and make this quick. Most vehicles will have their auxiliary batteries somewhere in the back, and so we shall start to investigate. I'll probably put you guys on the stand because I need my hands and I don't have my digital eye that I wear on my head. So it should be somewhere here, and I'm saying should be because typically I don't memorize these things. I just poke around and see where things could be, because manufacturers have one simple trick they do whereby they standardize some of these installations. Yeah, so typically you should always go as per the service manual, but ain't nobody got time for that. So let's just start digging in. And anyway, this is also usually part of the health checks. You see, like something like this, it appears somebody was here before us and they either pulled this out and returned it incorrectly, or there was some mischief. Yeah, so it's usually a good time to just look around, poke around, see. So we'll just make this a magic wand video where I'll show you before, during, after, just quick glances at what's happening. Yeah, so let's get started. Move the board, move the floorboard, move the panel, get access, and then figure this out. All right, people of the internet, we are here trying to stay organized. So panels, covers, trims, floorboard, etc, everything is out. And this is why I said it's a good idea to just check sometimes, because enhance, lights on please. Somebody was here. There is aftermarket wiring that seems to be going somewhere, and then I usually like to check that the terminals are tensioned correctly. That is not done properly. Our pyro fuse trigger, we'll look into that. The battery clamp, already the cover was off, maybe broken or just jumped out. That should go there like that. Then this is the auxiliary battery. It has nice dust on it, which means it has not been touched for a while. And talking of being touched, I've done this a long while, so sometimes I like to look around here, and looks like we have an imposter. That harness looks like an asset tracker. We'll investigate, because this is not factory harnessing. Anytime I look at things like these, I know somebody was here. So this is a good chance to investigate. And we also look for something called witness marks. Take, for example, that fastener. That nut has not been touched, but this one has been touched. Can you see the wear marks and the scoring on it? It means somebody put a spanner on it, and probably to put that guy in. Whatever it is, maybe an asset tracker or something. We shall investigate, of course, not forgetting that they have tethered very egregiously into the ground terminal here. Why didn't they just get a clamp and add it to the spades over there? Anyway, I digress. So we'll take this guy out, test it. I have my multimeter. We'll also test the starter battery, check that everything is okay. We shall also tension this loose terminal and line it up properly so that the battery current sensor is also happy. And on that bombshell, let's get to it. All right, things are looking well, going great. Nothing's broken yet. Lights on, please. So I already undid the fasteners, and like I said, it is a reason for the boys. They were back here installing this guy, and my money was spot on. Looks like an asset tracker. We shall ask the guardian whether that is them or somebody else, but I don't like the way it's been done. You see the way it tapped into that PowerPoint? Me no likey. So we'll have to clean that up, because that is a short circuit hazard. Yeah, and I wonder why. If you're an electrician, is it that you're tired, just don't give a rat's bosom, or you don't know what you're doing? Because why would you do this? It's a clear electrical hazard. Anyway, I will rant later. So to get this guy off, oh, by the way, I also need to show you guys this. This is a solenoid. It's a vacuum solenoid for the control line that goes to the exhaust. So you see that line goes over there, comes in here into a Y, and then there are two lines that go into the bodywork, and those come down here to these guys. Those are actuators for your exhaust. So when the car is feeling like sounding closer to an AMG, it will do the magic. And yeah, so get that out of the way, get the rear SAM out of the way, get the that looks like a camera connector out of the way, get the flip cover out of the way, and that, boys and girls, is your auxiliary battery. There is a part number for you. You can pause the video to check. It is a 12 ampere hour battery, and I can see the terminal is slightly corroded. Yeah, so we'll take it apart, make sure that the breather is also not choked. I like to check those anytime we're in the area like now. Also for the starter battery, because sometimes they block and then the thing starts to vent and not be happy. Yeah, so let's just get that done. We'll take a resting voltage measurement, and then the installation will be the reverse of what I've shown you, so there's no need for me to go over it again, but that is pretty much how we do this. So let me get it out, and then we can test it on the bench. Now that is the resting voltage for this guy. It's pretty high, but that may be incorrect. Reason being, the car was running before I did all this, so there's what we call float voltage, whereby it may just be giving you a higher figure because the thing was charged before you checked. Anyway, the way the vehicle BMS, the battery management system, tests these guys, it does some voltage checks and resistance tests to know how healthy the battery is. Lights please. Given that we know there was a bit of crud here, and the BMS did complain of battery resistance being too high, we are going to be mischievous. Because we're cheap and cheerful folk, we're going to clean out that terminal nicely, brush it up, make sure the contact points are proper. We shall also clean out the battery cable here, because it's a captive bolt similar to this. So even though you undo it, it just spins in place. Focus, baby, focus. It just spins in place, and sometimes that will cause crud and corrosion to build up underneath it. I don't think you can see very well, but yeah, this is the ground, just to be clear. So the positive is where the crud was mostly gathering, and that's what you see here. So we are going to get to clean as we wait for a replacement, because the order has not been confirmed yet. These things are a bit pricey in my area, so we have to just be mindful of that. We're going to clean that, we're going to put it in, we're going to reset the system, and then we are going to go for a spin. And we'll see whether the auxiliary functions like the cooled seats, the heated seats, the radio, info, entertainment, blah, blah, blah. Anything that needs to work while the engine is off and relying on the auxiliary battery for maintenance of functions, we shall check and see whether that is okay. But until then, as always, if you have been, thank you for watching. Remember to be good, be different, be nice. Booyah!